Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from AnthonysCustoms, and for this review, we are looking at the Marvel Legends Thor Ragnarok Hulk Build-A-Figure, which is probably the best Hulk they've done to date, which is kind of a bummer because it is Armored Hulk and it's not Classic Hulk, but it's also kind of awesome because it's Armored Hulk and not Classic Hulk, so it depends what you like. But this figure is pretty solid with a few flaws though, so we're going to talk about all of that. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands with his helmet about 9.5 inches, about 8.5 without it. And that makes him just about 24 centimeters to the very top of the helmet and about 21.5 to the top of his head. Now, as far as accessories go, we do have his helmet, which is very much oversized. It looks way too big, doesn't make the figure look better at all, which is unfortunate because it's a cool helmet design. But he looks way better without it, and that's very unfortunate. He does have his axe and his hammer, which are both very okay looking. They look kind of like kids' toys, but they do have some paint on them and some kind of weird rust effect, so it's not terrible, but it's not great. You can also count the shoulder pad as an accessory if you want to, because it can come off, but you probably want to just keep it on. All of these straps are separate straps, and it's very nicely executed, so it's very cool. As far as the paint job goes, you have a white stripe going all the way throughout his torso. There's a gap in the torso paint, but then it gets filled in with the straps, so that's okay. It goes up onto his face as well, and his chest does have painted hair, which is very nicely done, so I do like that. And I just unsnapped the strap. All right, well, we're going to take that off for now then. So as you can see, it just unsnaps if you want to. You don't have to actually take the arm off to take this off. So that's pretty cool. And then we do have a lot of really nice paint work throughout. It's very, very nicely done, and a lot of it is actually separate parts molded on with paint, so you don't have any paint issues going on to the green for too much of it. Most of it's pretty good. So this part's really nice. This whole arm looks pretty good, mostly molded parts. Same thing for all these guys, just a little bit of paint throughout, but it's very nicely done. The little bit of paint that isn't separate on here, it's okay. It's not bad. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to see the green through there, so that's really awesome. And if you're not, then that's a bummer. His lower legs are molded and painted, and then his sandals are actually a separate piece altogether. So that's pretty cool. No paint issues here, and they're pretty clean up here. So overall, I like it a whole bunch. For the head articulation, it can look up pretty far. As you can see, we have the hinge in there on top, or with the ball peg on top. So pretty good range. It can look down a little bit. Not the best, but no lollipop syndrome here, so that's really good. Full rotation, that's fine. Shoulder articulation, on this side, the shoulder pad does get in the way a little bit, but it's flexible, so you can still move the arms way better than horizontal, so that's fine, and this one won't have that issue at all. Full rotation, bicep swivel works just fine. Single jointed elbow, not quite 90 degrees, it's more like 45, so that's definitely a bummer. It's a little bit limited. Wrist swivel and hinge, that's pretty good, except the hinge doesn't really work, so that's kind of a bummer. The diaphragm joint on this guy, it leans back a little bit, not too far. Leans forward pretty far, so that's good. Side to side, it's somewhat functional, but the skirt gets in the way. And then it does have full rotation, so that's nice. You do also get rotation out of the lower torso if you need that, so that's pretty cool. The skirt is a big floating piece and is fairly flexible, but it's also fairly substantial, so it will get in the way a little bit, but not too much. You can still get pretty good range out of the hips. Going out to the side, going forward, definitely a little less effective. The legs don't want to do it, and the skirt gets in the way, so it's going to be pretty hard to pose him that way. The thigh swivel works just fine. The knee joint, it is a double jointed knee on a really thick leg, so it gets a little goofy looking, but it is effective, so I'll give him that. It's okay. And then for the ankle, we don't have too much range going forward at all, really. It's pretty limited. Going back, it's okay if you flex it, and then you have your ankle rocker, which is all right. So ultimately, it's not a perfect figure by any means, but it's a really solid figure with only a few issues and some really nice things to go with those issues, so I like it. I'm very pleased with it. It's just, the biggest thing is just the helmet is so disappointing. It just looks way too big, way too big. And it fits on him like that too. It does not look good. That's pretty disappointing. But otherwise, it's very nice. I'm very pleased with it. And I think you guys will like it too. So there it is. This line is available at Big Bad Toy Store right now, so you can go ahead and order them there. You won't have to track them down. And I think you should do it. It's mostly a really solid set. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have new videos up every single day. We talk about action figures, movies, TV shows, video games, all kinds of fun stuff. So make sure you come back for that. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and in the meantime, keep collecting.